Hey, this is the wall dog, Wally B, straight from the crypt, not crypt like gang, but like crypt like the vampire in a tomb or coffin, straight from the coffin, Wally B, wall dog. Uh, just woke up, listening to music right now. You can't hear it, but if I could, I'd be. Makes me feel good. Today's Sunday. I'm stressed out a little bit. Feel like what the topic of this video. I just want to say I love everybody. There are people I know that I haven't seen in a while. My grandma texted me this morning and she's like, dude, are you alright? I said, yeah, I'm alright. Basically, like, I feel like I'm at a phase I'm going through right now, a new phase where it's like what's important, but at the same time, it's more than that. It's like, what's important? What am I doing? But also, it's like, hey, what's good for me? But also, what the heck is going on spiritually? What the heck is going on magically? People, you say magic, you think of like you think of like Disneyland, right? You think of like movies and stuff like that, but nah, it's for real. Um, and I know that there are, you know, basically what I know about magic has to do like from like movies and stuff like that. Clearly, I've not been like trained or anything like that. But what I'm trying to say is that it feels, you know, take my words, you know, very loosely or, you know, whatever. But it feels like I'm under a gosh darn spell. And what I mean by that, it feels like I'm being pressured. Like there's a spiritual magical pressure, like a spell around me that says, it's telling my body like, dude, you are not gonna do crap. I'm not talking about depression. I ain't depressed. I want to be depressed. That'd be great. I love sleeping. But no, it's like a spell. And I know the hallmarks of magic and spells and spirituality. Reason why I say this, not because I'm crazy, because I'm a gosh darn vampire and I've had to do a lot of experimentation with myself. And I know that, talking about it's Sunday, talking about God, I believe in God and I believe in spiritual stuff. And let me just stick to what I'm talking about here because I am passionate about it. And I use emotions to fuel my magic, to fuel my energy, to fuel the vampire energy, to fuel the vampire energy, to fuel the alpha leader energy that I have in me too. The human energy. People have energy. People have magic. People have abilities. And one of the strongest things that people have is love. And love, you know how there's people, imagine a group of people who want something and they just put their soul and spirit into it and it affects the universe. It gets sent out there and it becomes something. Well, there's some people who are aware of this and there are some people who are trained. I truly believe this. I have no proof, but I believe that people have the ability not only to do magic, but to contain me. I don't think people are doing it maliciously or on purpose. I just think people love me. But anyways, it's affecting my vampirism. As I said, the vampire side of me is a spiritual entity with an intelligence. It's a subconscious, and it feels like to me, if I had to um, visualize what is going on inside of me right now, that gosh darn vampire. Imagine it's just like a guy, just like a dude, like nothing too special. Maybe he's wearing a cool cloak or something like that, but he is holding up the gosh darn ceiling. He is holding up the gosh darn ceiling of the world, spiritually, to allow me to just be as I am right now. So I feel like the vampire inside of me is working. It is working to protect me, to keep me healthy. And I have a better understanding of the vampire inside me than I do God. I believe God is also, you know, I believe in God. I pray to God. But here's the thing. Here's where I'm trying to get to. With all that being said, once you I realize that if I realize what's going on or have an understanding of some of the conditions or the effects happening to me in my life, that I can come up with a remedy or a solution or try to balance that whatever is going on, that pressure, so that I can get things done, so I can do things, so that I can specific things that I want to do that involve me being alone, being doing things by myself, and that's how crazy it is. Like I think of people, I think of famous celebrities, I think of Michael Jackson, I think of Elvis Presley, and like I was thinking about this when I woke up. I said, how do they do it? And the answer is, they tried their best. All the spiritual stuff, oh my gosh, they tried their best, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not saying I'm Elvis Presley. I'm not saying I'm Prince. I'm not saying I'm Michael Jackson, but I'm feeling. I do believe I am feeling some of their problems, some of that spirituality. It's a thing, and I think that's the closest thing that I could come to relate to. I ain't complaining, and I ain't giving up. But I want to come up with a better solution, and that's what I'm talking about. A different phase, a different chapter. Talk about different chapters of people's lives, because I want to work to get better, to train a muscle in my brain, in my magic, in the vampire inside of me, with my spirituality, with God, with the people I know and trust. I want to build a muscle to be able to, like, I feel like me just talking about this, I feel just the power, and I need that. I need that inside flame to be a roaring pyre, so that I can just hold a shield against all this pressure I'm feeling. I ain't mad. I ain't depressed. It's just a thing. It's like being in the ocean. I feel like I'm in the ocean. You got the waves coming back and forth, pressure, and you got to like stand up straight and use your muscles to push against those waves. That's what I want to get better at doing. Because I want to make the music, I want to write the computers, but I ain't gonna do it unless I am revved up. I gotta be like one of those loud ass trucks that like to go around sometimes with the loud engines. They gotta be fully revved up just to go. For whatever reason, it makes no sense, but for that big old truck to go, it's got to be revved up, and that's what I got to be. I realize, and I realize, I'm not a turtle. I'm not a little lap dog. I'm not a small dog. I'm not a goldfish. I'm not any of those animals that are kind of just like there. I'm a gosh darn cheetah. You know, that's how I gotta be. I gotta be that gosh darn cheetah who's just like, it's either walking real slow or it's just however fast it goes, 60 miles an hour. I don't know, I'm making up numbers. 60 miles an hour cheetah, and it is pumping. And that's how I gotta be to get over this, to get through it, to push back against this pressure I'm feeling. Because I ain't depressed, but I'm feeling subdued. I'm feeling just like this. I'm feeling a woman's love. Multiply that by however many, and I feel like I'm just gonna sit. I'm gonna feel sick and sitting down. I ain't doing that. I ain't feeling sick and sitting down. I'm tired. I know I've got the power to push through it. I ain't no little boy. Ain't no young person. I'm a gosh darn alpha male vampire dude. Anyways, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna be mentally strong. I'm gonna think like I'm in the gym. In the gym, I push past my limits. I push past them. Go, boom, my body's shaking. Push back, push past those limits. Screw those limits. It's not time. That's what I'm gonna be working on mentally. So I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a good day, and that's what I'm gonna do. All right.